What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley. In this video, we're going to talk about DNA upgrades and whatever else comes up. If you are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. On this channel, we talk all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, so we can become aware and integrate, because that's necessary to become the version of you that can live out your infinite potential. And I don't know if you are feeling this. If you are not feeling well, you are very tired, no matter how much sleep you get, you feel your body is changing, you are likely getting DNA upgrades. And I'm going through a period of like very severe ascension symptoms, and this has happened to me in previous years as well. Like in 2021 is when I first went through this really rough batch of DNA upgrades. And this is scientifically proven, okay? So the expression of your DNA is dependent on your emotions. And you can change the expression of your DNA by processing and releasing the emotional energy that's in your body. And if you look into Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, he goes into this in much more scientific detail than I ever could. But our DNA is like a fuse box. So when we have repressed emotions and trauma stuck in our body, we have our genes for disease and whatever activated, right? And then when you process and release these energies, you can switch the way your DNA is expressed. Right? It's epigenetics, if you've never heard of it. It's not what's in your genes, it's how your genes are being expressed, which is controlled by your thought patterns and your emotions. So, when you go through this process and you're processing and releasing emotions and you're changing the expression of your DNA, not just for yourself, but for your entire bloodline, this is very physically strenuous on the body, the physical body. And we are activating our light bodies. And people are going through these very significant physical changes. And as you release these dense emotional energies, if you've been processing and releasing emotions somatically, yes, I'm talking about like somatic work here, and it's a lot. It's taking a toll on your physical body to clear these energies that have been stuck in there for your entire life, a lot of them, right? So you cannot put so much pressure on yourself. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you need to take days off of work, take days off of work. I almost quit my job today. And I texted my boss minutes before I'm supposed to be at work and said, I just can't do this. And there's other reasons, right, which we'll get into. One of the experience that I had that triggered this like really deep release was because of this job, because your 3D world is always reflecting back to you repressed energies, limiting beliefs, subconscious programs that are preventing you from getting in alignment with the truth of who you really are and unlocking your infinite potential. So when you get in that situation and you're getting triggered, or something's coming up, your 3D world is reflecting this back to you. Your actual life experience and the people that are manifesting on the screen of your consciousness are reflecting back to you old belief systems or repressed emotions, traumatic experiences that you had as a child that are now manifesting in your life again as an adult. And it looks different people, different experience, different situation, same emotion, same underlying root emotional frequency, because the energy is stuck in your body, in your field. So the experiences will keep manifesting in your physical reality until you become aware and start to process and release the emotional energy. So Friday, I had an experience. Since I've been at this job, I've had experiences with certain people that I've worked with that are triggering these patterns, right? And I felt like I was being bullied, right? And it like took me back to this like wounded little inner child girl who felt bullied. And I felt like just like weak little girl. Oh, I'm such a victim, right? So I left work early Friday and I went home and I sat with that, and it was like my nervous system was so activated, and I pulled my consciousness out of my body and allowed myself to sit and let my human just experience that from a higher state of consciousness. Now, what I mean when I say I pull my consciousness out of my body, I've been getting a lot of questions about this in my actual process. I sit there and you're like, okay, my human is having this big emotional reaction to something. Breathe. First of all, breathe. Don't try to breathe the experience away, or don't try to distract yourself from actually feeling the emotion. Breathe and tell yourself, I am not the emotion. My human is experiencing this emotion. I am not this human. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the human feeling the emotion. I'm not even just the awareness of the human feeling. I'm the creator of all of it. I created this whole experience, and yes, my human is sitting in this triggered, activated state. So just by that process of like detaching yourself from the emotion, detaching yourself from your character, detaching yourself from the awareness, and just becoming consciousness, becoming the creator of everything, and watch your human have the experience. And it does not take long. When you are able to pull your consciousness out of your body and become the creator and just observe your human having the emotional activating experience, the energy will literally come up and bubble out of your body. It will break up and come out. And depending on the types of experiences that you had as a child and how much of that emotional energy you have repressed within your energetic system, that's how long the process is going to take. It's different for everybody, right? I had an extremely abusive and neglectful type childhood where I was around a lot of people that were always projecting on me things that I would never in a million years say or do to a child that was done to me as a child, right? And this is your creation. You wanted all of this, okay? We have to remember that you're not a victim of abuse from your childhood. You created those experiences in this life, in this incarnation. You wanted that because then you get to alchemize the energy and clear, like you are the chosen one for your lineage, from your ancestors. Like you're like, I can go forth and transmute all this energy. Bring it. Give me all these experiences because I'm strong enough to transmute this energy. And then once you alchemize the energy, you change the expression of your DNA for your entire lineage, but then you become the portal for that energy to flow through as we transition into new earth, which is why you wanted it. Not only that, you're integrating all these energies and karma that you've been carrying around from all your other lives. If you resonate with my content, if you are going through this energetic cleansing, this is your life of ascension. This is the life. This incarnation right here is the life where you return to unconditional love. All right, as we transition into new earth, you step into the truth of who you really are and unlock your infinite potential. And that is why you wanted all these negative experiences. That's why you wanted the awful childhood. That's why you wanted the abusive parents. That's why you wanted all of this, you created it. You are literally the creator of the entire game. Okay? And there are different states of consciousness where we descend into an individualized consciousness and we take on the human form and take on all these energies and the perception of victimhood. And as you transcend body consciousness and you awaken to the truth of who you really are and you expand your consciousness, you will know why. You will understand from within why you wanted to go through all of this. And this is literally what Earth was created for. This whole process, all of your incarnations, in every single life that your spirit has broken down into individualized souls and incarnated into different bodies, this is it. This is why. It's not because you want to go get that job or marry that person or have kids or run around or have goals and go to the gym and all this stuff that we get wrapped up in this physical world, this materialistic physical world. It's all secondary to the ascension process, the return to unconditional love. And by going through these experiences and using your 3D world, your life, as a mirror reflecting back to you the energies that you have stuck in your body, and you go into these emotional alchemization processes, if you don't have one, pray and ask to receive it for yourself. You can try to do what I do, and I will link some videos in the description that show more of my process or other videos that I talk about this in, just so you can get other viewpoints of different experiences that I've had, but might be later. Might not be right after I upload this video. I'll go back through my videos and copy the links and post them in the description later today at some point. But then as you release the emotional energies that have been keeping your fuse box of your DNA, your epigenetics, in a certain state, you activate your DNA. Your DNA is getting upgraded. It is taking a physical toll on your body. You need to get as much rest as you possibly can. You need to clear as much off of your schedule as you possibly can. This is not the time to be Superwoman. This is not the time to be Superman out in the world trying to smash goals and do all these things that don't matter. In the grand scheme of your ascension process, there are certain things that your ego wants in this world that do not matter. And it's really hard when you've wrapped your whole identity around being some overachiever goal crusher, and that's how you validate yourself in the physical. You're like, oh, if I don't wake up early and be disciplined and go smash my goals and do all these things, then I'm not enough. I can't just sit and rest all day. Then I won't feel good about myself because I'm deeply insecure. So I use all these external things in my physical world to validate myself. I need this constant validation, so I better go to the gym because then I can feel good about myself, and then I better post about it on social media so I can feel good about myself, and I better inspire others to do good so then I can feel good about myself. Right? That's what all this incessant goal achieving and this hustle culture and this hyperfixation on constantly doing and being busy is. It's seeking external validation in the 3D because you're actually deeply insecure and you can't just sit and be, or you feel like you're not good enough. And it's a program. So getting over that hump where you're allowing yourself to just sit and relax and sit and go through your energy process and sit with yourself. And as you go through that, this was years ago when I finally broke down and stopped trying to validate myself in the world with my goals, and I was like, it's okay. You're allowed to sleep. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to take the time that you need to actually clear this energy out of your body. And it's okay if you don't feel good. When we activate our light bodies and people start flying and teleporting, and you're going to see what's coming, okay? The people that are going through this process now are going to be the first ones to actually activate their DNA and be able to become superhuman. And I promise you it's coming. So take it easy. Okay, it's okay. If you're having these feelings like your DNA is being upgraded, if it's like, oh my God, this huge chunk of energy came out of me that's like causing my whole body to be fatigued, it's okay to rest, all right? And thankfully, I didn't end up quitting my job today, because when I texted my boss that I was quitting, she said, would you rather just work by yourself? You can go work whenever you want. So here I am. Getting to work by myself, because the 3D experience that I was having with these people was very triggering to me, right? And I went home and I processed through it. And now, you see how my reality shifted? So now I don't have to experience that in my physical world. It's not going to appear on the screen of my consciousness. But also, you don't want to just run from all your experiences. Like, once you get the value and you alchemize the energy, it'll stop appearing on the screen of your consciousness, which is your life. Your actual physical life that you're living is the screen of your consciousness. You are the creator. You created all of this, every single life, every single incarnation that your spirit split down into individualized consciousness. It's all coming to a head in this life, right here, right now. The ascension process, the return to unconditional love, when your DNA is getting upgraded and activated as we transition into New Earth. All right? And we are going to see who these people are who are doing this work. It's going to be blatantly clear in the physical. And you just have no idea what's coming. Okay? But rest. Rest if you need to. All right? This DNA, baby. You don't even know. DNA is quantum. It's not just our physical in our cells in our body. Okay? Here we go. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.